Philadelphia Eagles fans, and good morning NFL fans to week 3 of the 2018 football season. For this week, our Eagles come home, cool things off a little bit, and play against the Indianapolis Colts here downtown Philadelphia, Lincoln Financial Field. Last week, our Philadelphia Eagles suffered a loss. Same as last year, where in week 2 we suffered a loss to Kansas City. And a lot of people have expressed concerns quickly about the direction of our Eagles. 1 week removed from a pretty huge victory against Atlanta. And rightly so. I'm not just going to say, oh, everything's all just fine. The defense of our Philadelphia Eagles didn't play so well. That's the nicest way I can put it. And really, it came down to 2 big plays. One to Deshaun Jackson, we saw coming a mile away, and the other to O.J. Howard, which essentially was 2 big plays, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, which was the decider in the football game. It was kind of interesting because our defense won the top in the league, I believe, started out the day at number 7 in the league. Nobody really saw that coming from Ryan Fitzpatrick passing that deep, that effectively against a strong Philadelphia defense that was supposed to be able to get after the quarterback and cover deep, because it looks like our secondary is a lot more improved on paper than it was last year. But give the Bucs credit where credit's due. I don't like it when people try to say, oh, they didn't beat us, we beat ourselves. No, we played the game, and they broke tackles, they got open. Fitzpatrick passed the ball to the open receivers and nailed it, and was like the offensive player of the week again. So, is it a fluke per se? I'm not going to say Ryan Fitzpatrick is a fluke. I got to give them credit. They're 2-0 in their division, and they're looking good so far in the beginning of the season. It's up to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to prove through the entire season that they're real. And so far they are. I do pull a little bit of encouragement from last year, because in week 1 and 2, you had another hot team in Kansas City that went and beat the Patriots, and then us, week 1 and 2, convincingly, which then we know who the matchup was for the Super Bowl, but they came out hot as well. So congratulations to Hillsborough 34, your team, for beating us. And I think there's a couple factors that came along with it. I think it's going to change for this week for us. One thing that's a change that does not play in our favor is injuries. Lots of injuries right now on our team, especially at the wide receiver and the running back. Wide receiver's been killing us, absolutely killing us. Where we don't have Alshon Jeffrey, we don't have Matt Collins, we don't have threats right now on the outside, and we have to depend on Nelson Aguilar. Our tight ends haven't been doing as well as expected. Like Dallas Goedert was supposed to be like the next Zach Ertz, and so far we haven't seen that. And our running backs, Jay Ajayi and Darren Sproles, are both out this week, so that does not play in our favor. Our defense somewhat is pretty healthy. We'll talk about that in a second. But we do get back Carson Wentz, which most people, if not all people, believe that that's an upgrade in our offense and what he brings to the table, not just the energy that he's going to bring and the leadership, with a good passing, depending on how his knee's doing. We have to make sure that he doesn't get hurt, which is going to play a little bit into our game plan. What I did find interesting last week against Tampa Bay is the names that we did not hear. We didn't hear much from Chris Long. We didn't hear much from Brandon Graham. We didn't hear much from the defensive line except for Fletcher Cox, because we also still have Timmy Jernigan hurt. So we need more of a push from our defensive line, especially against an Indy team that has offensive line issues, where their left tackle, their starting left tackle, is not going to be playing. Okay. We need production out of our tight ends, not our tight ends, out of our linebackers, because Doyle, one of their tight ends, they're 2 tight ends now with Doyle and Ebron. Well, Doyle isn't playing either. Okay. But what does Indy have? They don't have a named defense, but I think they have some people back there that are opportunistic, that can get after the ball if you make mistakes. Who knows how much rust is going to be on Carson Wentz? I think he's a gamer. I think he likes to play. I think he loves to play, and I think he's ready for the challenge to come back after injury, but he still might be a little rusty. He also still might be forcing the ball into obvious targets. But on offense, you know, you got to deal with Ebron, and I cannot say it loud enough, T.Y. Hilton. Yes, this. We might be seeing that this week, especially since the book is out. It seems like the book is out on our defense where we can be beat big. So far, it looks like. And if you look at the tape, Malcolm Jenkins bit on that first play to Deshaun Jackson, and we did not tackle against O.J. Howard. We can't afford to run a sloppy defense, but we have to run a disciplined defense, which is not the sexiest thing in the world to do, but we have to play it a little safe to see what we got and see if our defensive line can get a push, and we might have to give the underneath stuff over and over and over again and tackle consistently over the first quarter, 2, 3, until we figure out the identity of our defense compared to their offense and what they're planning to do, and then make our proper adjustments and do well. But this is a story, I believe, also about two quarterbacks that is a huge transition for our year right now. One is the obvious, to talk about Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is coming back. Of course, he led our team, 11-2 last year, and very much so set us up for success to be in a position to be the #1 seed last year and move forward into the playoffs. And he was one of the top contenders for MVP for the season until he got hurt against the Rams. What he brings to the table and how he can just change plays up at the line. Like, we know so far what Carson Wentz brings to the table. And we are happy here in Philadelphia to see him come back. But I would not be true to who I am and what I believe, and especially you guys have been watching the last couple years, without ending this video talking about Nick Foles. Without a shadow of a doubt, I am absolutely thankful and encouraged to have Nick Foles be a Philadelphia Eagle. And this week, Nick Foles humbly is giving up the starting role when he's healthy. Our Super Bowl MVP winning quarterback is giving the reins over to Carson Wentz, as he communicated before, and it hasn't been easy. He's doing it from his heart, from a place that he knows that he's doing the right thing, not just for himself and his growth, but for the team, for Philadelphia. I know I hear a lot of people talk trash about my city and about my team and all the Eagles, this, that, and the other thing, but if you can't fall in love with a story like Nick Foles, I don't know what kind of person you are. A guy that wasn't a touted draft pick. People didn't expect him to do great things. He came on the Eagles. All he did was produce. And then Chip Kelly came in, traded him away, and then he was misused. Other team with bad management got passed around the league a little bit and thought about hanging it up. Prayed about it, got another shot at playing, came on the bench and was just satisfied with, not satisfied, but he was okay with the role that has been given, and he did the best he could possibly do with that and kept himself sharp on the bench. And when the time came, he kept himself sharp. When the time came, he came through. With all the talents and skills that people said he didn't have, he did the best with what was given and did the best possible result last year. So now he's got a ring of a Super Bowl. Now he's got an MVP Super Bowl trophy in his case. Now is the time for him to puff out his chest and to get a starting contract and get traded and say, I'm the man. And you know what? He didn't. Humbly, this man showing what it's like to be a Christian football player, to Philadelphia. He's accepting his role. He's going to stay sharp on the bench behind Carson Wentz just in case. And he's going to help be part of the team. And not going to be bigger than it. That's a story of success. That's a story of love. That's a story to remember and a story to tell your kids. So yeah, this week, yeah, we brought back Jordan Matthews. Sure, I get it. We have Aiken. Okay, we had to bring back Josh Adams from Notre Dame, right? And we had to get rid of DeAndre Carter, which I kind of like. I thought he was like Josh Huff 2.0. And there's all sorts of stuff. I expect for us to have to lean a lot more on Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert. He has to get in the game plan. And we have to run the ball and use offensive line. Jason Peters is coming back. And who knows if he's going to play more than 8 snaps, which means Vaitai has to stay healthy. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered about our team and our direction going forward, especially playing a coach that knows us. Frank Wright, he knows us very well. If there's a team that can come together for the right reasons in the right way, it's our team. But people are already starting to count us out and saying, hey, look, last year might have been a fluke, or they can't happen again, or they have to get over too many injuries, and it's just not possible. If there's a team that can do it, in my heart, I truly believe that can happen with us, not just this week, but for the entire season. So yes, I will be going to the game. I'll post down when I figure out what seats I'm sitting in. My brother already bought them. And I'm looking forward to a reunion for me. As you'll see in the beginning video, the last time the Colts came to the Philadelphia Lincoln Financial Field, I was on all the tickets in my Navy uniform, representing my city, my just here to help, representing my city and the United States Navy at the same time on the football field, and we beat them 26-24. I'm looking for a strong defensive effort this week. Fletcher Cox and more, Chris Long and Brandon Graham, people to get after it. Bennett to get after it, for our offense to play a consistent, tough, running, tight end, 2 tight end set offense and smash the Indianapolis Colts. And hey, little nugget, I think that we're so depleted at running back, why not take our rugby player at 300-something pounds and run him right up the middle? Let's do it. We're creative enough to do it. We run the Philly special. Let's run the Philly smash instead. So I'm gonna ride the Wentz welcome wagon back down to Lincoln Financial Field and watch our birds get re-energized and refocused on offense, defense, and special teams to reclaim what has already been ours and what I expected to stay ours, not just the NFC East, but for the entire NFL. Say, you know what, we might be hurt, but we're not out. We're here to win, we're here to compete every single week with the players that are suited up on the field. And I believe we have what it takes. We have the heart, we have the courage, we have the drive to win and beat the Indianapolis Colts. Let's go get it and go Birds. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Beat Indy!